You know that feeling, right? When you know exactly what you need to do to be healthier, more productive, whatever it is, but you just can't seem to do it. Well, today, we're going to break down that incredibly frustrating gap between knowing and doing and figure out how to finally take command of your mind.
Okay, so let's just dive right into the deep end with a question that I think hits home for so many of us. You've done the work, you've read the books, you've gone to therapy maybe, you get it. You understand your patterns, your triggers, your whole backstory. So why doesn't all of that incredible insight actually fix you? Why do we still feel so stuck?
This feeling, it's a real thing. You can think of it as the insight trap. We build up all this amazing self-awareness, we can draw a perfect map of why we procrastinate or get anxious, but then, in the heat of the moment, we still feel totally out of control. It's like we're just passengers watching the same old movie play out again and again. And here's the simple but really powerful reason why. Insight and understanding, they're just the wrong tools for the job. They're fantastic for creating the map, for showing you exactly where the problems are. But you know what? A map doesn't drive the car. Understanding doesn't actually change the automatic, impulsive parts of your brain that are running the show. So if all that self-reflection isn't the final answer, that brings us to the most important question of all, doesn't it? What actually works? What's the key that's going to finally turn the lock? Well, the answer isn't some complex psychological theory. It's actually found in the fundamental mechanics of how our brain operates. And, getting this one principle really does change everything. This right here, this is the core idea. Think of your brain less like a philosopher that you can debate with and more like a really pragmatic scientist. It doesn't really care about your theories or your beautiful insights. It only responds to one thing, cold, hard evidence. It responds to proof. So many of us wait. We wait to feel confident before we give the presentation. We wait to feel motivated before we go to the gym. We wait to feel calm before that tough conversation. But that's completely backwards. Your brain only updates its programming after it sees new behavior. It needs to physically see you act like the person who's in charge, especially when you don't feel like it. The feeling doesn't come first. The action does. Okay, so this is where the rubber meets the road. If the whole goal is to feed our brain new evidence, how do we actually do that in our crazy day-to-day lives? It really comes down to these 3 steps. First, you just defy the old pattern. So if your go-to habit is to procrastinate by opening social media, you instead open that document you've been avoiding, maybe just for 1 minute. Second, you ignore the impulse. And trust me, you'll feel that familiar itch to do the old thing. You just notice it, you acknowledge it, and then you deliberately don't follow it. And finally, and this is the most important part, you act without approval from your own thoughts. You just do the new thing anyway, even with all the discomfort. Just think about what's happening here on a deeper level. Every single time you resist that urge to check your phone, or you choose not to get defensive in an argument, you're sending a tiny but super powerful packet of new data to your brain. You are actively showing it, through your actions, that a different response is actually possible. And let's be clear, this isn't about willpower or fighting your mind into submission. That's just exhausting, right? This is about building genuine, true self-authority. It's not about overpowering your mind. It's more like you're outgrowing it. You're just overriding its old, outdated programming with better instructions, one tiny action at a time. Now, this might sound like a nice little psychological concept, but it's actually rooted in some pretty hard science. What is actually going on inside your skull when you make that choice to act differently? The answer is this incredible process called neuroplasticity. See, your brain isn't fixed hardware, not at all. Every single time you defy an old habit, you are physically building and strengthening a new neural pathway. You are literally carving a new road in your brain, which makes it just a little bit easier to take that new path next time. So the crucial point here is this: you are the programmer. By providing new proof through your actions, you are actively rewriting your brain's code. You're replacing those old automatic instructions with new commands that you get to choose. And here's the incredible payoff for all this work. When you first start, it feels like force. It's a constant struggle. But as you keep feeding your brain that new proof, a shift starts to happen. The struggle gets a little less intense. The new behavior starts to feel a bit more natural, until one day it just becomes your new default. You've moved from just obeying your old impulses to living with true self-authority.
And that's the end goal, right? It's not about being a master of willpower forever. It's about providing enough consistent evidence that your brain just accepts the new program. And then control stops being a battle and starts feeling like a natural state of flow.
If you take away just one thing from all this, let it be this. Your brain, it isn't your enemy. The exact same system that learned how to create the problem, whether it's anxiety or procrastination, is fully 100% capable of creating the solution. It's designed to do both.
So the challenge isn't to understand yourself even more deeply. The challenge and the real opportunity is to act. So the real question is for you. What one small piece of new proof, what tiny new action are you going to show your brain today?